Hi there. This video will show you the recycling machine program implemented by me. Starting off, I can show you some codes as an example, showing you the comments. These are some comments, and these comments are actually used for generating the Java doc. And I have already generated the Java doc for this program. Let me open it for you. This is the Java doc. You can see if you go to the bottle class, all the comments has been done accordingly. In all the classes, the comments have been done to each and every function in the class. Moving on to the next task. The next task is to add a paper bag to the recycling machine. This is the class created for the paper bag. This is similar to all the other classes, which is extended by deposit item class. The deposit item class has a few variables called number, value, item weight, and item name. Deposit item class is an abstract class. From this class, the bottle class, the crate class, and the can class will be extending the deposit item class. In this task, an additional item has to be added called paper bag, which extends the deposit item class. These are the weight and the size given for this one. And next we'll see how this program runs. This is simply the receipt. You can see the recycling. This receipt has been modified to show the name of the item. This name of the item which has been added, which is a task to be done in activity 2. And then the numbering of the items should start from number 1. That is also properly implemented here. If you go to the receipt basis class here, you can see how this receipt has been implemented. In here, to start the count of the items from 1, the item number, I have used this simple technique by adding 1 to the item.number. In this class, normally it would take the count of how many items is added to the recycling machine. It will count separately number of cans, number of bottles, crates, and papers. In here, the name of the item is taken by creating an object from the deposit item class. The object name is item. In that case, you can access the variables in the deposit item class by using item.itemName. That's how you get the name of the item when displaying in the receipt. Next, let me take you to activity number 3, where you have to add GUI to the activity. And let me run and show you the program, how it works. This is the program which is modified by me. If you add a can, it says can item added successfully. Click OK. Bottle, same as can, it says added successfully. And if you keep on adding something, the machine will say the machine is full, you can't add any more items. But I have only added crate items, but because the crate item size is high, you can't add any more crate items. But compared to crate items, the paper bag item size is smaller. The item weight is lesser than the crate. So if you try to add paper bag, the paper bag can be added. And sometimes the bottle also can be added before the machine gets full. Now you can see the machine is full. We can't add any of the items. It says machine full. And when you click on print receipt, the receipt will be printed in the GUI itself. And in case you want to print it in a separate display, we'll create another list. We'll add some more items to the recycling machine. And if you click on print in display, you could check this checkbox and then click on print receipt. The receipt will be printed in a separate GUI. Okay, now let me take you through the tasks of the activity. One of the tasks is adding the fourth item to the GUI. As you saw earlier, this fourth item has been added to the GUI, and this has been done by adding codes to the recycling GUI class. Let me take you through. This is where the slot 4, which is the paper bag, has been added to the GUI. This button is actually formatted in like this, with a background color and foreground background color, and set bounds to place it properly in the GUI. The next task in the line is to add a machine full state to the program. This task is added in the receipt basis. In the receipt basis, before any items are added into the recycling machine, it checks whether there is any more space for the item to be added. This is done by using a simple if statement where it will check whether the current weight is less than 500. 500 is a preset amount, which is the maximum weight the recycling machine can bear. This is done by first of all adding the item weight to the total weight of the already deposited items in the machine, and then comparing it with the maximum weight of the machine. In this way, if the machine is not full, it will return is not full true, and then if the machine is full, it will return false, which will be return value for the add item function. By this way, if you go to the deposit item receiver class, you can see that the add item function has been used here. The receipt basis.add items function, it checks whether it is true. If it is true, the message box saying added item, it says that item is added successfully. If not, it will say machine full. As you saw in the GUI, you can see when you add the items and print the receipt, there will be a detailed summary where you can see how many items has been purchased and what kind of items has been purchased separately. Here I added 3 crates, and you can see how many crates has been added and this unit price of the crate, which is then multiplied by 3, and the total price of crates will be summarized here. This one is done by editing the receipt basis class. Let me take you through. If you go to the receipt basis class, I have a separate section for the summary where it will print the item name, the value of the item, and the price of the item, and then finally it will multiply the number of units by the price of the item to show you the total cost for each item. In this one, I have added separate 4 lines for all 4 items, which is bottle, can, crate, and the paper bag. Finally, the whole total will be added and then displayed in the receipt, where it will add all the values of the summary, which is the total of all the values, and it will also display how many items in total are added to the receipt by using the my items. Taking you back to the GUI, you might have seen that I have a function where it is a checkbox. You can select this checkbox which says print and display, and when you print the receipt, it will be printed in a separate GUI. Now let me show you the coding for this one, how this is done. Let me take you to the deposit item receiver class, where you can see the print receipt function. It has a parameter called print in display. That parameter is set by the checkbox. If the checkbox is set, the value will be set to true, otherwise false. In this function, first of all, we check for the receipt basis. If the receipt basis is equal to null, the receipt basis will be created. In here, by using a simple if statement, I check the print display output. If it is true, a display object class from the display object will be created, and then the receipt will be printed in the display object, which is going to be printed in a separate window. If not, if the checkbox is not selected, it will be normally printed just in the GUI. If I take you to the recycling GUI code, here you can't see a action performed class because the action performed class has been refactored to be a separate action controller class. In here, a customer panel object is created at the very beginning, and all the actions from the recycling GUI class has been refactored and taken separately, where using action commands, the button commands are executed. In the recycling GUI class, I have created an object for the action controller class called myAction, where this action controller object will be used by the buttons to set the actions after adding the setAction command as specified. If you go to the action controller, you can see it checks for the specific action command and then only executes the process. Let me show you once more from the beginning of the action controller class. And then taking you to the recycling GUI class. I hope you enjoyed my tour of the recycling GUI machine program which I have created. Thank you.